Good afternoon. Good morning, everybody. How's everybody doing this wonderful Thursday? What's today? Today's the 30th, right? We got 2 more days until the end of the month. Let me tell you, yesterday's trading, I would have to say, had to be probably one of the biggest brand name days of the market. Um, there was there was only one really good trade out there. We're going to talk about the RJet. But what do we have? We had Facebook, after hours. I know that's the big news. Twitter, Yelp. Really good day. Not too many. There was only one really good. Let me just bring this up over here. There was only one really good. Let me bring it up. RJet. Inexpensive stock to trade, which is that RJet right there, and that was a really nice move. So you could see right there that RJet went from $3.50 to $6. Hopefully everyone had a really good trade on that trade right there. I mean, I was done, like I said, within the first hour. Everyone should at least pulled out a buck on that trade, at least $1. So you didn't have to pull out the whole 150%. But and remember, I told you about this last time, and we talked about the stock when it took a big hit, which you could see right here when it crashed at $9 and went all the way down to $3. We'll always put these stocks on our watch list because they do sometimes bounce back, and it did exactly that. One is all you need, Wayne. That's exactly right. Good way of looking at it. All right, the other big winners that we traded yesterday. Oh, by the way, before we start going some through the picks, we have also another bunch of new trial members that have joined us. I did a big event yesterday with Hawkeye, and I'd like to thank Hawkeye for having me yesterday. And a lot of people subscribed to do a trial member. They're going to be logging in, so let's welcome them. And then I'm doing another event here at CTU where we're going to be doing it at 12 o'clock. And once again, I always want you guys to come and join it. It's always great to see the people that you're going to compete against, because remember, not everybody is going to want to know what trading is about, but at least you know who they are, and it's always nice to see you guys in there. So we have a lot of new trials, so let's welcome and just kind of reiterate a little bit about the trials. I want you guys to understand, very important, this is a trading room. It's not a teaching room. If you have any educational questions, you all have access for 5 days to call CyberTrade University. Talk to one of the education advisors and instructors, and they'll tell you anything you need to know, okay? So just remember, this is not a teaching. This is a trading room. All right, and Jesse just posted in the link right there regarding about the event today. So make sure you guys register for that. All right, so the RJet was a big winner yesterday. Let's talk about the other ones. We'll talk about Facebook in a little bit. But the Twitter was an unbelievable short yesterday. We did really well in that short. That also was had that nice little move from $33 down to 32. Personally, I like the RJet better. Less money, more reward. Yelp was also a very good short yesterday, 27 to 23. That was another big winner that we had yesterday. I mean, you do the math. 5 points on 1,000 shares. 5 points is $5,000. Big winner right there. I know some of you got about 20-30% of that move. Big winner. The other big winner also, but she wasn't a day trade. She was a swing trade. The Shack had a huge bounce yesterday, 52 to 62. I know a lot of us own that on the swing trade. Remember, we do swing trades. You got to remember, being a good day trader is going to help you become a better swing trader and investor. And this is one of the stocks I am swing trading it right now. A lot of us bought it when it was around the 45s. We actually traded it in our on-site class. We rode it all the way up to not 95. I got out right around here, around the 80s, and then I bought it back right around here in the 50s. So we're doing pretty well on that trade. So I know some of you guys did jump back in with me. So that's a pretty great trade. So listen, big fan of the Shake Shack also. All right. So I'm going to put Shack back on my watch list. Obviously, we all know the big news all over TV about Facebook. This is what day trading is all about. Look at that chart right there. Right after hours, the stock was a huge short, went from 97 all the way down to 90. She came right back. You know, I don't know what the hell that's all about. That is one nasty, volatile stock right there in the after hours. I know some of you guys did jump in that trade and did trade it, but a hell of a move right there on that trade. My God, that believe me, that for me, that was a little too volatile for myself. But she had a nice little bounce. Is she going to be a tradable stock today? I would say absolutely not. You could see what's happening in pre-market with that stock right now. She's not really doing too much. And also, another thing you got to be careful, Fausto flag posting right up there. Look at that Fausto flag on the long-term chart. And we could see that. I know Jesse always likes to point that out too for you guys when he likes to show those pennants for you. So once again, keep a close eye on those pennants and those Fausto flags. So I'm not going to put Facebook on. That was after hours yesterday. We need to find something to trade going today. Now, a couple other stocks making some big moves. There's a stock, UNIS. Nice move, but she did hit the resistance levels back in June. She backed off. A lot of you guys should be seeing that high-frequency trade. You probably saw that big order out there, but the UNIS, not a bad-looking stock, just not too crazy because it have a push. Now, this one, on the other hand, the MEET, M-E-E-T, you see how that pre-market is going on? I know some of you logged in here early in the morning. I don't know if anyone here got it earlier, but she's nice. She's moving up quite nicely. MEET has been a fun stock to trade. We traded back last year. You could see in the last couple of days she's doing pretty well. So that one also is doing really well. A lot of stocks up, in the teens, percentage-wise. ASND, another nice moving stock. I'm not too crazy about it as in what's happening in the pre-market because she's breaking new lows, but it is not a bad-looking stock to trade. Once again, we know Thursdays is hump day. GEVO. Who remembers GEVO? We remember we traded the stock in April. Stock went from 18 cents up to $7. We made a killing on that trade. Well, you know what? GEVO made the Fausto list. Great pre-market trading, 100,000 shares. Stock came right back. It hit the support levels. Let's put this one on the watch list. We made a lot of money with that stock. Okay, SGYP going on the downtrend. That stock was a big move. Maybe it's on a short, so we're going to pass on that one. No real clear direction on that one. HOLX coming down. Pass on that one. This one is not bad. All right, the ZGNX. Look at that Fausto flag being built right there. This stock went from $2 to $21. A lot of you guys remember this. We did trade it. We made a killing on the ZGNX. It was one of the early winners in July that we traded. Well, guess what? She's making a big move again. So let's put her on the Fausto list also. All right, on the losers list, is there any good bottom fishing going on out there? This one's breaking lower lows, so could be a bottom fish. $32 stock down to $5. Wow, feel bad for whoever owns that one. Don't really see a real good bottom fish on that one. Line, don't see a bottom fish on that one. Maybe on the SSYS, okay? SSYS, a little bit of brand name, level 3 stock though. Okay, so I know not everyone can afford to trade that one. Here's another one. Whole Foods took a huge hit and on a bounce, but this is a level 3 stock. Traded Whole Foods for a long time. We could talk about Whole Foods. You know what? I don't know who here shops at Whole Foods, but where could you afford? Where is a better place that you could find an apple and pay $5 for it? Whole Foods. Don't really know too many people who want to pay $5 for an apple because it's quote unquote organic, but pretty, eventually it catches up. Took a huge hit, but unfortunately my opinion has nothing to do about being a trader. Remember, we are traders, we're not analysts, okay? All right, on the New York Stock Exchange, anything good going on there? Shopify making a little bit of a move. Okay, that was an IPO that we saw that's finally making a move. Shopify. That one looks pretty good, but it's a level 4 stock, maybe 3, maximum 4. This stock, Skechers. Wow. People still buy those shoes? I didn't even know Skechers was even a public company. See that? You learn something new every day. And it's a $144 stock. Anyone knew that? It's funny. You know what? I'm going to tell you a funny joke. I'm going to teach you how uneducated the world is, okay? What I want you guys to do is you want to have some fun, this is what you do. Tell a friend that that trades in the market and ask them, do you think Skechers is a penny stock or is it a NASDAQ national stock? And what do you think most people would say? You think Skechers, those shoes, those sneakers, do you think it's a penny stock? Or would you put it in the class of Microsoft? You know, what would you say? What would you think people would say? Penny all the way, right? Absolutely. Yeah, go check it out. 143. That's where it shows you people as. That's where it shows you as a trader. Totally makes you see a totally different perspective why we're in the right business. Now on the New York Stock Exchange, I don't really see anything else I kind of liked. Everything else was just a little too expensive. And on the New York, on the short list, didn't see anything that was pretty good. That lock trade, I know we traded it yesterday. That was a really nice pop right there. Lock went from $17 all the way down to 8. I know we did really well yesterday on it, but other than that, she's pretty much quiet. She did break that major support levels right there. She's actually holding pretty strong right here. Actually, I'm going to put Lock on my watch list because Lock is at a major support levels. If it does break this major support levels right around the 760, then we'll get out. But let's see if she holds here. If she holds, could be a dead cat bounce. All right. Any stocks that I'm missing that I did not call out, everyone? Any stocks that you want me to take a look at? NCR, pass on that. Kind of a junk stock right now. I mean, it's down a little bit, but brand name, not too crazy about it. How do we keep up with these during the day? Van, the best thing to do, call the office, talk to an education advisor, and they'll educate you. I know you're a trial member, Van, and Van Watson, and they'll explain it to you what you need to do. All right? But what you should be doing is watching and learning and watch as traders trade the market. You know, the SNSS, I know we've traded. It's going up really slow. Looks like more of a swing trade. Very inexpensive stock, but not as a day trade. All right. Paul says, what about CAH? Garbage stock. Wouldn't even trade it. Maybe on your swing trade, but not as a day trade. Absolutely not. IC, same thing. Garbage. You know, it's not. This is maybe an investment, but it's not a day trade. Okay. But if you want to learn how to swing or day trade, swing or invest, and seeing what do you think the long term effect is going to be, you got to watch what's happening over the course of the day. And as obviously right now, nothing is going on with that one. Eyes garbage, nothing going on. 98 shares traded? Absolutely not. The defense stocks were all up, yes, on earnings, but once again, that is a good indicator, but not everything is making big moves. Marcus says, don't second guess Fausto. Well, once again, I wasn't a 12-time world champion by mistake. All right. So listen, we're day trading. We're not investing. But if you want to learn how to invest, if you want to learn how to swing, you got to learn how to day trade first because it's all linked together. All right, guys, listen, we got a huge list here. I don't think we need any more than that. I'm going to tweet these. I'm going to text these. I'm going to put in the chat room. What we're going to be doing right now is we're going to take a moment of silence. We're going to come back and do another audio event. We're going to be back at 12 o'clock. We're going to send you guys the link. You can come and join me. We're going to talk. We're going to do another free event today, which is available for everyone. So if anyone wants to invite their friends, if you want to tweet it, invite your your Facebook friends, your LinkedIn friends, your Twitter friends, your Pinterest friends, your friends. We'll give you that link. Let them come in if they want to learn more about trading. But in the meantime, guys, what we're going to do for the next hour, we're going to trade the market, sit back and watch all you trial members. You should not be doing any trading. You should only be watching if you're a trial member. And if you're a student of CTU, guys, let's show them how we do it, all right? Everyone, good luck today. Let's make some money. Happy trading.